The first sprint race weekend is almost here. I'm talking about Baku, of course. It's definitely going to be action-packed, and in the words of Fernando Alonso, the beginning of a very interesting part of the season. Stay tuned to learn more about the upgrades that Aston Martin is bringing and how they're going to help to create a competitive advantage over Red Bull. 3 podiums in the opening 3 rounds of the season are no small feat, especially for a team that finished 7th in the Drivers' Championship in the last 2 years. But however pleasing these results are, they're not enough. Lawrence Stroll has made it known that finishing 3rd ain't enough for his ambitions on the team. He wants more. Since acquiring the team in 2018, Stroll Sr. has expressed his desire to see it grow and achieve greater success. He's been actively involved in the team's operations and has made significant investments to help them achieve their goals, effectively demonstrating how serious he is about wanting the team to win the World Championship. In a period of less than 5 years, the team has done it all to try and get to the top. From copying their competitor's car, which was highly frowned upon by the other team and fans, to now hiring the top brains and talents in the field. The choice to invest in talent and innovation is more sustainable and it's a more respectable way to achieve success in the highly competitive world of racing. And it seems to be bearing fruit already, as the team now sits in the championship, behind Red Bull and ahead of Mercedes and Ferrari. The Australian Grand Prix served as a proof that the team has advanced significantly this season. I'm sorry. The team recorded their very first top 4 finish for both the cars, and they're the closest challenger to the RB19 on the grid this year. That's a promising start for the team, and they'll be looking to build on this success for the upcoming races. The team has established itself as the best of the rest by showing competitiveness in all 3 of these circuits, which successful results from Bahrain to Saudi Arabia, and most recently in Australia. The team's consistent performance across different circuits proves their adaptability and their versatility as a team, which will undoubtedly serve them well in future races and is an unambiguous sign that the group has what it takes to compete with Red Bull. With continued progress, they could potentially challenge race wins in the future, and that could occur very soon. Lawrence Stroll wants the team to win, and they intend on doing that. According to the team, the AMR23 is in its basic form, and it will evolve over the course of the season. The team's development strategy involves upgrading up to 2/3 of the car throughout the season, with the hopes that these upgrades will improve their performance and help them compete with Red Bull in the championship. They're confident that they have the right people and they have the right resources to make significant progress throughout the season. In the first 3 races, the team has been gaining a better understanding of the car before making any alterations. I mean, you can't upgrade something that you don't really understand. Aston Martin is set to bring upgrades in small chunks as they become available and in 4 stages: in Azerbaijan, Italy, Canada, and finally in England. Team principal Mike Crack spoke to the media and revealed this. We'll have some new parts in Baku, Imola, Montreal, and some in Silverstone. But we'll bring each small increment as soon as it's ready instead of waiting to lump everything together in big packages. It's an approach that worked well for us last year. In Australia, we brought a few small things to test as we continue to learn about the AMR23. Although nothing that was really an update. We're still trying to identify strengths, weaknesses, where we need to improve, where we should focus. From the few small changes made in Australia, the team has gained a better understanding of the car, and they now have a rough idea of what to do next. Crack mentioned that the team has been constantly working on improving the car's aerodynamics, and that they're confident that they'll be able to close the gap with their competitors in the upcoming races. He believes that by implementing changes accordingly, they'll be able to achieve their desired results. So, what's the next step, which is the first upgrade? And more importantly, will it be enough to catch up and pass the Red Bull RB19s? To beat Red Bull, Aston Martin has to identify its weaknesses and strengths and how they compare to those of the Red Bull cars. Aston Martin's performance director, Tom McCullough, believes that this is where Red Bull's advantage comes from. Red Bull's car is, from an efficiency side of things, very strong. It's not as if it's going a lot slower in the corners, so the car is just overall a very strong car. Their strong car is just as strong in the corners and very strong in the straights. They're slightly quicker in the corners and definitely faster on the straights at the moment, especially with the DRS switch as well. Those are the areas, but I do think that we need to go to a few different tracks. These are atypical tracks, the first 3. It's more likely that the RB19's advantage is fundamentally aerodynamic efficiency. I don't have all the data if you look at other Honda-powered cars, said Tom McCullough. The AMR23 has the best cornering ability on the grid. In the first 3 races of the season, Alonso and teammate Lance Stroll could easily make use of this advantage, but they were vulnerable to Red Bull's superior straight-line speed. Red Bull, just like Aston Martin, has a good cornering ability, but when the flap of the rear wing is open to activate the DRS, they got a clear edge. AMR 23's rear wing is not as effective as Red Bull during DRS periods. This is where the team's been lacking. But they'll solve this issue at the end of the month in Azerbaijan. Tom McCullough spoke to the media about what the expected updates were. Here's what he had to say. From Baku onward, parts will come in. It's really the process that everyone's doing right now. Mercedes, Ferrari, and us are close since testing. There are small differences between efficiency, slow corner, medium corner, and fast corner. The cars do similar times, but they do it at different ways. Our car is more about cornering than straight line speed. Last year we made a lot of rear wings to have optimal rear wing for many circuits, but that's very expensive. This year, we have the same wing for 3 races. We'll introduce a rear wing at Baku, where a lot of efficiency is required, but we plan everything from a cost ceiling perspective. The design of the rear wings of a Formula 1 car has a significant effect on its speed. The size, angle, and shape of the rear wings will all have an influence on the amount of downforce generated and the handling characteristics of the car. All these aspects must be carefully balanced to ensure that an optimal output of downforce is generated, providing the best balance and stability and ensuring that maximum speed is achieved. The team has an upper hand over Red Bull in terms of being allocated more time in the wind tunnel due to their poor finish last season, which gives more opportunities to test out new designs and maximize the performance of the AMR 23. If the team can make the most of their time in the wind tunnel and improve their car's aerodynamic efficiency during the team's 3-week Easter break, we could witness a massive improvement in the performance. McCullough talked about their time in the wind tunnel, and here's what he said. It's definitely an advantage. We try to use it as much as we can. The more time you have, the more sessions you do, the more things you can analyze. We are every week in the wind tunnel looking for development avenues that can bring significant performance, keeping the cost ceiling in mind. If you ask me, I highly doubt that the change in Baku is going to be enough to make the AMR 23 faster than the RB19. Red Bull has proven to be a strong competitor, and it's a talented team of engineers who are constantly working to improve their car's performance, so it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to Aston Martin's upgrades. There are also other teams, similar in pace to Aston Martin, that are looking to upgrade their cars. In particular, Mercedes has said that they'll be extensively changing the design of the car, which means that the competition will be even tougher for Aston Martin, as they will not only have to improve their own car, but also keep up with the upgrades of their rivals. Additionally, other unforeseen factors can also play a significant role in the outcome of the upcoming races. On the flip side, the team's focus on improving their car's aerodynamic efficiency can give them a competitive edge over their rivals, especially on tracks that require a high downforce. This strategy could also help them secure more podium finishes and potentially win races this season. It remains to be seen how the changes will improve the performance of the AMR 23 and whether they'll be able to battle Red Bull for wins. I mean, it's Red Bull. So, what are your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing F1 content. Broom broom, bye for now.